Hey guys, my name is Kelly. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And so today what we're going to talk about is basically what tourists get wrong about Tangier, Morocco. Because I know a lot of people go there and they're very underwhelmed. Like I've heard a lot of, it's okay, I could have skipped it, like meh. And so I don't want that to happen to you. But the next question is kind of like, why should you care what I have to say? Like I'm some random chick from the US talking to you on YouTube. Like why does what I say have to matter? And the reality is that like I've lived in Morocco on and off for well over 2 years. My ex was also Moroccan, so I have a bit more insight into the local culture and how things work and what you should do, kind of from a local perspective. And honestly, like I just really love Morocco, and the goal of this channel is to just help you fall in love with Morocco as well. Like I think Morocco gets a bad rep. I think a lot of people don't know what to do or how to see Morocco authentically, especially with rises in tourism recently. And so I just kind of want to introduce you to Tangier in a more authentic way and kind of show you what not to do so that you can have the best time possible. So let's get to it. The first thing is the first big mistake people make is expecting Marrakech by the sea. The reality is Marrakech and Tangier are totally different. Marrakech is a much bigger city. The Medina is much bigger. You're gonna get lost. There's no way around it. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of motorbikes. It's very chaotic. I wouldn't describe the Medina as relaxing. Let's just say that. Okay. It's also in the middle of the desert, whereas Tangier is in northern Morocco. Okay, so firstly, it's closer to Europe, so there's a lot of international influence. The other thing is you're by the ocean, so it's going to be cooler. You're going to have access to the beach. The third thing is that Tangier is in northern Morocco and Marrakech is in more southern Morocco. So basically, like, there's going to be cultural differences. They use different words, the accent is different. They also eat different foods. So, like, a good example is like jibin. Okay, jibin is really popular. It's like a soft white cheese. It's not feta, so don't expect feta, but it's more common and it's found everywhere in Tangier and in northern Morocco in general. Whereas in southern Morocco and in Marrakech, like, you don't really eat it as much. It's not as common. Like, obviously, people know what it is, but like, it's just not as commonly served. Whereas in Marrakech, like they are really known for mint. Mint is like the thing there. Everybody raves about the mint in Marrakech. Obviously, you find mint in Tangier, but like the mint, from what I've been told, the mint is the best in Marrakech. It's most well known. So yeah, that's just one small example. So just I wouldn't I would treat them as different entities and as different things. Don't go to Tangier and have an expectation of Marrakech because while they're both in Morocco, they're very, very different places. And I actually think that's a good thing. Like, I like that Tangier is very different. The other big mistake that people make is staying one night in Tangier. Okay, so Tangier is amazing. There are amazing day trips that you can take. One of my favorites is Asila. You can literally hop on the train. Yes, Tangier has high-speed trains. Yes, Morocco's awesome like that. It's about a 30-minute train ride to Asila. It's a beautiful beach town, amazing architecture, amazing street art. It's a small town, so you could easily explore it in a day. But the train station is outside of Asila proper, so you're gonna have to take like a taxi. That's what I would do. I would take a taxi and I wouldn't walk. It's definitely walkable if you want, but I personally would take a taxi. And then, yeah, just spend a half day exploring the city and then come back. If you want to stay the night, you can, but the city's definitely small enough where you can, spend a day. Cap Spartel is also a really popular day trip. Personally, I really like Tetuan. I think it's a very authentic city. It's not as touristy as other places in Morocco. I would go there. And you could even do a day trip to Chef Chawan. So there's tons of things you can do. So don't just treat it as like, oh, I'm taking the ferry here from Spain and I'm just gonna, stay one night. The other thing I would say is that if you are taking the ferry from Spain, please, please, please check what ferry terminal you are arriving at, okay? Port of Tangierville is in the city center. There is another station that is outside of the city center, but if you want to explore Tangier as quickly as possible, you will want to go to the Tangierville station. That one, literally, you can walk to the Medina and the Kasbah from there. And yeah, just the other thing I would say is always check the weather. The ferry can get canceled for high winds. A lot of people don't expect that. So just make sure you know about the weather and plan accordingly because I've had friends who couldn't take the ferry because the weather they weren't permitted. The next thing that I would say is the big mistake people make is that they never leave the Medina. Okay, like I've already said, there are about 50 day trips you can take from Tangier. Not to mention, like, there are amazing local neighborhoods. Like, there are amazing things to explore outside of the Medina. Like, yeah, Cinema Riff is cool. Like, it's very historic, and there are a lot of cool museums in the Medina, but Tangier is so much more than the Medina. And, like, there are such, like, it's right along the coast. So there's so many things that you can see, like the Hercules Caves. That's not really my favorite, so I probably would skip that, but like you can see it. There's also amazing parks like in between Tangier and Cap Spartel. So yeah, there's a ton of amazing things that you can do. So I would definitely spend more than a day in Tangier. The next mistake, and I feel like this is just a mistake in Morocco in general, is thinking that it's dangerous. Like I used to joke that when I was living here, like the biggest thing I had to worry about was like a cat walking into my apartment. And like that's so true. Like I'm from New York. New York is way more dangerous. Like I have to worry about gun violence. Like there's a lot of things I have to worry about. Morocco, like cats. That's pretty much it. Yeah, you have to take normal precautions, so don't sit here, watch this video and be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna hop in this stranger's car because she said Morocco's safe." Like obviously there's people who might want to scam you or do you harm. But generally I find Tangier especially to be very safe. Just use common sense and you'll be totally fine. I also personally think there are more scammers in Marrakech than in Tangier, just because like Marrakech is the most visited city in the country. And so, yeah, like people just want to capitalize on that. I found Tangier much more chill and like people much more helpful, and I didn't really have to worry about it as much. So, yeah, that's just my personal opinion. And I actually, no joke, I literally have had people message me and be like, what about the Taliban? Like, do I have to worry about the Taliban? And like, I was dying because I was like, yeah, this is Morocco. We're in Africa, West Africa. Taliban's in Afghanistan, in Asia, very far away, totally different cultures. Like they don't have anything to do with anything else. Yeah, bad things have happened. I do know of terrorist events that have occurred here, but let me tell you, they're far and away rare. They're exception. They're not the rule. The other thing that I'll say, and my ex actually told me this. He was like, trust me when I tell you, you are safer here than Moroccans. And that's basically because tourism is big business in Morocco. And so if someone is bothering you or there's an issue, if you just mention the word police, 9 times out of 10, they'll back off because they don't want any issues with the police. Like harassing or hurting tourists in any way is very, very, very big deal in Morocco, and there's serious consequences. So 9 times out of 10, just say the word police and people will just leave you alone. The next thing is not realizing how much international history there is in Tangier because of its location to Spain. There have been a lot of historic diplomats and just a lot of connection with European culture. And I think people don't realize this and they miss out on some of the incredible museums that are here. My personal fave is the American Legation Museum. I think it's beautiful. I find it very interesting. I'm also American, so it's interesting to see the diplomats and to learn that Morocco was the first country to recognize the US as a nation. And that kind of established a really strong bond between our two countries. So I found it fascinating. I personally don't know anybody who went there and like didn't like it. But I guess if you don't like museums, maybe. The other ones are the Casbah Museum, which is really beautiful in the Casbah, duh. And then the Villa Harris Museum, it's in a local neighborhood, and that one's also really amazing. So there's a lot to see and do, and I don't want you to sell yourself short. Like there's so many cool things to see and to learn about, and to kind of see these cross-cultural connections that really come alive in Tangier. And then, yeah, last but not least, one of my favorite things to do is to watch the sunset. I feel like a lot of people miss out on this, but it's such an amazing thing, especially given Tangier's location across the Strait of Gibraltar. You can see it right across to Spain. Personally, I would book a riad that has like a rooftop terrace, so that way you can kind of chill, have your mint tea, watch the sunset, and just kind of have some solitude. Cap Spartel is also a super awesome place to watch the sunset. My other place that I personally love, yeah, it's really touristy. You're gonna see it on every, top 10 list. But I like Cafe Hoffa. Like I think it's amazing. I like the harira. The harira I thought was really delicious. I also think the mint tea is really delicious as well. But this place like isn't, it's not aesthetic. Okay, like don't go there expecting like an opulent cafe. Like it's literally some slabs of concrete that like are built into the side of a cliff, and like there's like plastic tables and chairs. I'm not saying that in a negative way. Like I think it's nice. It's very down to earth. It's very local. Like locals actually go there. The view is insane. It's really pretty. But if you're going for sunset, definitely make sure that you go ahead of time because it gets really, really crowded and you want to be able to find a seat. And I say this just to like temper your expectations. You know what I mean? Like, don't expect like some opulent, like new age cafe with like insane decor because that's not what it's about. Like, this place is historic. The tea's good, the harira is good, and like the view is insane. So, yeah, that's kind of basically in a nutshell my, Dummy's Guide to Tangier. I hope it helps you. I hope you don't make the same mistakes as a lot of people do because Tangier is amazing. And I think if you do it correctly, you're going to love this city and you're going to want to come back over and over again. So, yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me. If you have any questions, I always want to help and I have a lot of information to share. So just comment below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you really enjoyed the video, just make sure you like and subscribe. That helps me. I just want to keep sharing more great content with you. And yeah, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.